Hi and welcome to Indigo Starfire. My name is Bevin, and in this video I'm going to be doing a channeled love letter from your person. There are 3 groups to choose from. Group 1 is the clear quartz, along with this letter. Group 2 is the smoky quartz, along with this letter. And group 3 is the green calcite, along with this letter. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to, I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you would like to jump ahead. And up next is a close-up photo of the crystals to help you better make your selection. Hi, group 1. You chose the clear quartz, along with this letter, which I will read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some oracle cards and get kind of a general energy check-in with your person, see what's going on with them right now. And then after I read this letter, I'll also get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through here in this initial portion of the reading or can serve as additional messages from your person's higher self. And then I'll close out the reading with some initials. Okay, so we have go the distance, orphaned, observer, by the book, mending, and new life. So with this go the distance card, coupled with the very loud train horn that you may have heard or most likely heard in the background of this video as I was shuffling the cards, this can definitely indicate a desire on your person's part to fast track beyond some kind of distance, some kind of out in the cold energy that they are feeling very acutely at this time. It's the idea of wanting to change course, change direction, rush towards you very quickly. This may be something where they're looking for a window of opportunity, plans are being laid in place. This can also really indicate sort of an evolution or an increase in some manner in the ways in which they are investing into the conversation by way of time, attention, conversations that you're having, wanting to pick up kind of the pace of interaction with one another. If some of you have physical distance as a barrier or even distance of time that has accumulated between the two of you, there are plans, it feels like, that are being laid in place at this moment to cross the divide, cross the distance, move into a place of alignment with you. Kind of working as well with the energy here of the elephants, thinking back on the experiences in the past, their past, romantically speaking, trigger points that have really been touched upon so far in this connection, tendencies, patterns, and trends that they have in romance, wanting to course correct away from those things in order to be able to repair and restore and renew this connection, or if this is really tying into the idea of fast tracking the energy onto the next stage or evolution. They're being very mindful of kind of ways in which connections in the past have maybe fallen short of in actuality matching up with the expectations or even limitations on their part in the past, either dealing with you or in previous romantic situations where they may have overpromised and underdelivered. They're not wanting to kind of have the past repeat itself, but it's the idea of breaking free of some kind of trend and cycle. Again, either in terms of their patterns, romantically speaking, or something that has been the case with you. If this has been a situation that there's been a lot of back and forth, you've been maybe chasing or pursuing this person, you might have pulled back your energy. They're now in this mode of wanting to move towards you, taking a very methodical approach to this. This is almost like Knight of Pentacles energy. There is this desire to rush forth, but then there's a prudent or practical element of them that maybe, if it's physical distance, that's a factor. They can't just hop in the car and drive to you. It might require getting on an airplane, scheduling out vacation time, making plans, making preparations, saving up money in order to accommodate that. If this is something that it's a long overdue conversation, something that brings forth the energy of repair and restoration, working toward a Six of Cups sort of energy, then they are mindful of the fact that it may take time to sort of rebuild trust, baby steps, efforts that they're going to have to make that are accompanied by corresponding actions so that they're able to, over the course of time, move in deeper to this situation. They're understanding that it might not just be as simple to kind of knock on your door and you're ready to receive them again. But there's a lot of untapped potential in this situation here that they're wanting to crack open into, wanting to restore, wanting to turn the page in this situation, to renew. They're very motivated to invest more than has been the case in the past, and something that they've really seen or that has registered as far as hindsight being 2020. They may be observing you from afar as well. It's kind of giving me Page of Swords vibes right here. So looking for a window of opportunity, or if it's been complete radio silence between the two of you over a period of time, they may be looking you up online, seeking you out. If they are in physical proximity, living near your location, they may be, driving by your house, for example, visiting familiar places that you once were with one another, kind of soaking themselves in this energy of nostalgia. The memories of times that were good before everything fell apart. And this is something that it feels like is kind of the motivation. It's the glue that is binding them to this energy of, I want to try again. I want to start again. I don't want to continue to allow more time to pass. With the distance compounding, time compounding between the two of us, this out in the cold of an energy, it doesn't feel good. They're longing for warmth. They're longing for renewal and restoration. They're curious to see, is it too little too late? Can we rebuild in this situation? Can we make up for lost time? Can we use the wisdom that we have each gained through this difficulty, through a separation, through sort of even the evolution, a slow pace of evolution up to this point in time? Maybe they've been very mindful of triggers already in dealing with you, and it's been kind of moving at a molasses pace. There's definitely this energy of wanting to speed things up, but at the same time being a little bit hesitant, or just for kind of practical or logical reasons, holding themselves back to some degree, not wanting to sort of leap in too soon, overwhelm the situation, fumble the ball, or kind of disrupt the flow or the momentum, or a sense of they may have like one opportunity, one shot to get this right. It's unknown how you'll receive them or sort of what the results will be. If they can fully sort of deliver and follow through on promises that are made, maybe they've disappointed you, left you hanging, left you waiting, left you feeling very sort of disappointed in them, or sort of the lack of follow through, or a bit frustrated at kind of the pace at which things are evolving. So it's definitely this energy of wanting to infuse more attention, a more proactive stance in this situation. But for practical matters of necessity, maybe even a little bit of kind of inner child wounding still within themselves, it's almost like they're overthinking at this point in time the next step forward. Sort of like, okay, I want to make sure that I get every little stitch just right. I want to get every little detail just right before I put myself out there. And so it may be a bit of kind of procrastination is happening, but it feels to be something that is motivated by an energy of perfectionism at this point. They're wanting to knock on your door with the intention of, let's rebuild this. Let's do everything that we can to have a very bountiful experience going forward. Something that is an evolution over what we've experienced previously, or where things have been at with one another up to this point in time. But that it's a delicate matter. It takes a lot of kind of watching and waiting before they're going to pounce, before they're going to leap forth, before they're going to actually announce their intentions or deliver themselves to you physically, or maybe even through some kind of communication, email, text message, popping up in your DMs, on social media, whatever that looks like. But it's definitely, they're minded toward evolution. They're not wanting to remain at a distance. They're no longer wanting to kind of run from this connection. But it's a motivation to turn around and start to make their way back towards you, start to earn that trust, move in closer. So Let's see what your person wants to say to you from their higher self at this time. I have been having such profound dreams of you, of us. Conversations we've not been able to have face to face. The most recent requires relaying to you, here and now, so you know I hear you, so you know this window of our connection is still open. You were ushering me away due to the drama and entanglements which engulf me at present, after I brought such chaos into your world and through your doorway. I could feel your lips pressed to mine in what should have been a goodbye forever kiss, and you whispered, I need some time to build some stability for myself first. It should have been you. I want to marry you. I want to renew our vows. I felt myself pull closer to you, and I realized in that moment that physical distance doesn't matter. It isn't real. The only thing that is for sure is that it has been you and me since before time began. I know this road we are on has been rough, and that you are struggling. I wish you could see yourself through my eyes. I can't go on like this, with things between us in this manner any longer. I wish to restore us in a way that we haven't been yet in this life. I will continue to pave the path to resurrecting our connection from the inside out. I miss you so much that I have gone numb to all else. So, get some message cards and see what else your person wants you to know from their higher self right now. Okay, and they say it is easier to just stay away right now. How could you still love me after all I've done? I can still feel you. I feel damaged, like I just can't do this. No other compares to you. And I'm in a much better headspace now. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your person, or it can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got V, Z, F, S, B, I, K, G, E, P, B, U, O, L, G, D, M, N, F, C, M, and O. So those are your messages, and that is your channeled love letter. I hope that everything resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading or a personalized channeled love letter, I offer both through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video, as well as in the channel section of my page. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and a variety of channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. And I've launched a second channel here on YouTube, which is called Lady of the Dawn Tarot. There's a link to that in the description box of the video, as well as in the channel section of my page. The format over there consists of readings related to topics other than love and romance. So if you're looking for something a little different from me, that is the place to find it. I thank you for your support there, as well as for your continued support here on this channel. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. Chose the Smokey Quartz, along with this letter, which I will read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some oracle cards to get a quick overview of what's going on with your person right now energetically, and then I'll read the letter, and following that I will get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through here in this initial portion of the reading or can serve as additional messages for you from your person's higher self, and then I'll close out the reading with some initials. Okay, so we have mending, thinker, observer, time to go, to be fair, and treasure island. So this feels to be an energy of slow and steady wins the race, only in this case it's slowly but surely off after what may have been kind of a prolonged period of this person running from their feelings, being a bit emotionally distant, some kind of rift, something that they said, something that is kind of like it requires repair or restoration. They're finally seeing things from your perspective. They've maybe walked a mile in your shoes, almost the idea of karma's come back around, and they're able to kind of acutely feel a bit of disappointment, a sense that, this connection, the intensity and importance of it, that they had not done a very good job of making you feel seen and appreciated up to this point, essentially minimizing the situation, and they're now seeing it with fresh eyes. It almost feels to be something where some of them may have invested elsewhere, like in a third-party situation, that feels to have crumbled or be kind of on the rocks, and it's an energy here of I've made the wrong decision. The grass wasn't truly greener on the other side. What I thought was in my highest good turned out to just be a lesson or a limitation, or I now find myself alone and kind of at a distance from what I was feeling truly fulfilled by, which is the situation with you. This may also be something where your person has kind of dug their heels in or has avoided taking things to the next level, giving you some kind of definitive answer, talking about feelings, talking about love, talking about their long-term plans or intentions, and they can almost feel you slipping away, a window of opportunity that is closing. A sense of foreboding, or even something that has come in through their own intuition or observation of you detaching from them, you turning around and moving in the other direction. And this feels to be something that has really it's deflated the ego to a certain extent. This is a sense of like a harsh lesson that needed to be served up, where you may have really kind of gathered your strength, gathered your resources, gathered all of your beautiful energy and your time and your attention, and you're moving on in another direction. It's almost like enough is enough in this circumstance. There's a desire to rebuild and to restore, but a fear that it may be too little too late. They could be looking for an in or some kind of an excuse to reach out to you if there's distance, a sense of almost trying to feel out this situation energetically speaking, test the waters to see, are you receptive? Are you wanting to rebuild? Are you kind of over it? Have you had it with this situation? Can we move on? Especially if this was something where they maybe left you hanging for a third party, or even if there was no other person involved, it may have just even been third party energy in the sense of fear of commitment, a bit of emotional immaturity that they were dealing with before or up to this point that has caused them to sort of keep you on hold to a certain extent, not really knowing, are they coming or going in this situation? Or is this moving forward? Or are we just going to kind of tread water here in this one space? And there's a recognition here that this in and of itself, this fear or almost a need to kind of control outcomes in a certain way, has now acted in the disservice of this situation, rather than sort of allowing time for them to make the most appropriate decision. They essentially have created some kind of a wedge or distance between the two of you, or there's a fear that kind of this waiting game in some manner, kind of them holding on to some kind of truth, cracking open to the deeper potential here, or resuming or returning to the situation, choosing to invest more deeply in the past. All of this has cost them dearly. And so there's a bit of strategy going on here as far as an apology that may be owed, what's necessary in order to rebuild trust, repair the situation, Six of Cups energy, a desire to return, a desire to, prove themselves, renew the situation, restore trust and confidence, but a feeling of kind of like this is going to be slow going. This is going to be a bit tricky to accomplish. It may be difficult to find you or to locate you. They may be sort of seeking you out in some manner if this has been a long period of no contact or even separation between the two of you, where they're having to sort of think outside of the box in a certain manner. Maybe your contact information has changed. You've moved. You've blocked them. You've cut things off. You've disconnected or deleted your social media or changed your email account, changed your phone number, any of these kind of things, to where the easy access point, the way that they would normally have reached out or come back into your life, this has changed in a certain manner, or a sense as well that you've taken your power back, you've raised your vibration, you've raised your standards. You may have sort of turned them away if they've come back in with the same sort of round and round energy, a bit of trickster energy here with the little coyote on this egg. They're seeing that it's going to require an up leveling on their part in order to really be able to turn the situation around, that you've just You've realized your own worth and value, and so you've increased the price of access to you and access to your life, to where they're feeling very kind of like barred from moving towards you in the same manner that they did before. But they don't feel to be thwarted. They're kind of in this energy of contemplation, feeling very defeated, but not yet ready to sort of give up on the potential of restoration in the situation. So let's see what they want you to know right now from their higher self. Your love restores and renews me. Thank you for bathing me in your healing waters of light. Your shadow is the place I hide when the sun of my true self becomes too much of an exposed position to hold in the world. Our love is electricity, and it has the power to move mountains. I see that now. You decimate the imbalance of power between us by snatching back your sovereignty ruthlessly. I was wounded and offended that you would dare to choose yourself over this teetering tower that made us both feel we were walking a razor's edge. I see how you were teaching me how to love, and I am so grateful for the opportunity to grow into a better version of me, thanks to you finally figuring out what it means to truly love yourself. You are utter sweetness, and you are the storm god's rage, and I never want you to change a thing. I am learning to dance in the unpredictable bliss and challenge that this connection has to offer. I am finding my footing at long last. Where you dare to venture within the caverns of your mind, I will follow, ever vigilant for the moment when you might call my name and summon me closer to you once again. I am befriending time and seeking what your embodiment of love has to teach me about my own journey back to self. So let's see what else your person wants you to know at this time. Okay, and they say our connection still affects me. We will be together again. Being apart has been life-changing for me. No other compares to you. Something is still missing for me, and I'm trying to figure out what that is. Your words linger in my mind. And I'm in a much better headspace now. So the initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your person, or it can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got D, E, I, A, E, M, F, D, G, V, C, J, B, K, R, T, O, A, I, Y, and X. So those are your messages, I hope, and your channeled love letter. I hope that everything resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading or your own personalized channeled love letter, I offer both through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video, as well as in the channel section of my page. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and several varieties of channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. And I've launched a second channel here on YouTube, which is called Lady of the Dawn Tarot. There's a link to that in the description box of the video, as well as in the channel section of my page. The format over there consists of readings related to topics other than love and romance. So if you're looking for something a little different from me, that is the place to find it. I thank you for your support there, as well as for your continued support here on this channel. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose the green calcite, along with this letter, which I will read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some oracle cards and get a quick overview of what's going on with your person right now energetically, and then I will read the letter, and I will follow that up with some standalone message cards that can either reinforce and support what comes through here in this initial section of the reading, or can serve as additional messages for you from your person's higher self, and then I'll close the reading out with some initials. we have deep knowing, flexible, a leg up, clean it up, truth be told, and new life. So it seems that your person has had some kind of epiphany, aha moment, something that has really burst forth from within and is already creating a series of almost like domino effect changes in terms of how they are relating to other people in their life, the situation in general, plans they had for the future, a way in which they were holding and kind of perceiving who you are to one another, the long-term viability of this situation, maybe even kind of untapped seeds of potential. If this is a situation where you've been at a distance from one another, or they overlooked you in the connection, kind of minimized their feelings, put this on a back burner in a certain way, a situation that it's kind of been on ice between the two of you, there's a desire to restore balance in the situation, but more importantly, to give and be more authentic, emotionally speaking, in a way that has yet to be experienced in this situation, rather than kind of coming back just, with their tail between their legs and kind of begging for forgiveness and looping around into the same patterns and cycles. There's an interest in demonstrating and displaying to you a lot of personal growth, change that has taken place energetically, a change in their perspective, change in habits, lifestyles, elements where they've really cleaned up or are working to clean up some toxic behaviors and patterns, coping mechanisms, other relationships, family, friends, or romance. Very important, obviously, with romance to kind of clear any sort of third-party energies out of the way so that they're able to invest with you very exclusively. They have their sights set on this connection. It's almost like they have you on their radar, like the compass needle pointing in your direction. This feels to be something that they have been kind of in denial about, and they finally have had this breakthrough energy. They're wanting to reveal some sort of deep personal truth that was masked or hidden or obscured before. You may have offered your cup of love and they kind of dismissed that, friend zoned you, turned in the other direction. They're now feeling sort of the iciness of this situation that they have created, and there's an interest here in sort of resuming the warmth of the situation, wanting to step into a leadership role in this circumstance to really go the extra mile, prove to you that they're not just wanting to come in and sort of repeat the same patterns, but they're wanting to really open and expand to a new experience with one another, turn the page in a very profound way to restore, rebuild, rebirth the connection, wiser, stronger, more clear-minded, clear energetically speaking, so that they are able to give to you a higher vibration of themselves, a purer exchange of energy and experience than was the case in the past. If this is somebody you've been in kind of a long-term no-contact situation with, it's a situation that's been on ice for a while, it feels that your person has really maybe gone through a dark night of the soul and they've come out the other side. They are wiser. They are really have achieved a lot of balance, and it feels like something that it's kind of a never-ending process of maintaining or kind of adjusting the balance of sort of the masculine and feminine polarities within themselves and within their life, the yin-yang polarities, active and receptive. They're wanting to really show and prove and demonstrate to you that they have been affected positively by this situation. They have used these energies, this experience with you. The time apart has kind of not been in vain. There's a new version of them that almost you'd be meeting for the first time. They'd be reintroducing themselves to your life, but it feels to be something that you've not seen this layer of this person before. It didn't exist. It's been very inspired, by the time apart, or even something where work you've been doing to kind of heal, bring yourself an energy of peace, sort of see the situation from a wider perspective. This has translated energetically speaking. The two of you have really been sort of working in tandem in a way to create balance to yourselves, overcome some versions of you, limitations, step more into a place of authenticity. And so there's an energy here of, can we try again? Let's try a different approach to this situation. Wanting to really kind of prove through consistency that their efforts at this point forward, although it may be the element of kind of starting from scratch, they are growth minded in this circumstance and situation. If they overlooked you once before, they see your value and worth because it was something that it feels like you were mirroring to them, that they were running from within themselves. They have since become willing to kind of look in that mirror. It has created some sort of epiphany, some sort of tower moment for them. From that, though, in the aftermath of what might have been kind of a destructive period, a lot of withdrawal for themselves, they've kind of had a breakthrough with them. And so now they're feeling stronger. Now they're feeling more equipped. Now they're feeling very excited to kind of bring forth and introduce you to this version of them, some sort of personal truth that was obscured, that was inaccessible to them before. Again, somebody who's really been using this time or this most recent stage or chapter of your connection in a very positive and constructive manner. And so it's led to this place of, they are very proactive in kind of showing you that they have adapted, showing you that they have changed, showing you that through the influence of this connection, both in the times you spent together and energetically what's exchanged while at apart or at a distance, that this has had a very positive impact, a very constructive impact upon them. So let's see what they want to tell you right now from their higher self. I hear your words clear into and through the heart of me. You are the mastery of love encased in such lovely flesh, and you are helping me to access points of entry to the locked chambers of my own untapped potential I was not strong enough to break through before. The infusion of our souls is like honeyed mead, an elixir so potent, sacred, and dangerous to taste of, because what is experienced can never be unseen. I am transformed since the moment we met, and I am done paying the cost of rejecting your energy. I am ready to fight fire with fire, to build this bonfire love alongside you as we chase the night away. I see your intentions towards me more clearly now, and I am made aware of the root of so many branching wounds I need to cauterize. I'm sorry for running from the medicine of this life. I was not until recently ready to stop being unwell. The price this distance between us has wrought has been exquisite and filled with anguish. I miss you more with each passing day. I am setting my sights upon a better tomorrow for us. What's done is done, and we must carry on if this love is to thrive once again. The heavy lifting should not be your sole responsibility. Thank you for carrying the knowledge of who we are to each other this far. In my heart, I chose you right from the beginning. So, let's see what else your person wants you to know right now. Okay, and they say, I don't know if I can meet your expectations. I'm in a much better headspace now. I feel safer in the silence. You feel like home to me. I know I screwed things up and honestly have no idea how to fix it. And I want to be authentic. I am no longer afraid. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your person, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got F, W, X, G, D, Q, W, N, R, V, R, I, S, H, U, O, C, P, and A. So those are your messages, and that is your channeled love letter. I hope everything resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading or a personalized channeled love letter, I offer both through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video, as well as in the channel section of my page. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and several varieties of channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. And I've launched a second channel here on YouTube, which is called Lady of the Dawn Tarot. There's a link to that in the description box of the video, as well as in the channel section of my page. The format over there consists of readings related to topics other than love and romance. So if you're looking for something a little different from me, that is the place to find it. I thank you for your support there, as well as for your continued support here on this channel. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.